Recording in progress. Sonny Parlin. We'll do it.
Kevin Gallagher.
Live. It's been a while.
Yes, I haven't seen you since you competed at the ADCC Trials last weekend.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had a very fun time doing that.
It was great, man. I got to say, when you run a gym, I've been running mine now for close to 10 years.
God, has it been that long? Holy fuck.
Yeah, man. I started in 2015, so
Damn,
I got
dude,
a couple more years.
I forget about that, man. That's right, man.
Yeah.
Good for you, buddy. Congratulations.
But, you do suffer from some burnout, here and there. And, man, what a cure for burnout. To go to the ADCC trials and watch all this jujitsu, see all these people. It's one of those experiences that if you're burnt out at all, it will pull you right back into the sport, in a big way. It was just so cool to be up there, to be around it, to be around the best in the world, to see these people that have come and done seminars at my gym that I haven't seen since. And I reconnected with Gary Tonin. I reconnected with Chewy. I got to meet Classy Grappler
with his gold fanny pack.
Yeah, his golden fanny pack. And of course, I got to see Tom DeBlas, and it was cool, man. It was cool to see everybody up there. Everybody was in good spirits, and wow, the competition, as you know, was off the chain. It was quite the thing to see this year. I think jiu-jitsu is still evolving. I don't know what your opinion on that is, but I definitely think jiu-jitsu is still evolving, and it's at a point now where I think it's at a really good spot, and these kids coming in now are just killing it.
The ADCC is the most exciting grappling tournament ever. There's nothing even comes close. Like the East Coast Trials and the West Coast Trials, every match is exciting. Day two is some of the best grappling in the world. Like every single match in the second day could be the main event or could be something on a WNO. Like it's the guys and the talent there is ridiculous now.
I kept saying to Josh Leduc, shout out to Star Lord, by the way. I kept saying to Josh while we were out there, I kept saying to him, man, it's like this thing is becoming its own thing. Like the trials are the trials to get into the big show, but the trials are starting to become its own show. Like people love the trials.
Trials are the best, man. Ever since Mo started really putting effort into the production value and brought on Seth Daniels and brought on Sean Fowler from Five Grappling, Seth Daniels from Fight to Win. Like it's an exciting event. People come to go watch. Like I was just going to go watch and I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go compete because why the fuck not? I'm out there. But like, I was just going to come watch because I went to the West Coast Trials and I competed and it was amazing. And then I went to the freaking finals and it was amazing. Like it's absolutely insane. It's the most exciting, the semifinals and the finals of the ADCC. Not only is it the best grapplers on the planet, like it's insane, but it's fucking exciting. Jiu-jitsu is fucking boring, and the ADCC trials make it fucking exciting. 100% across the fucking board. Those were all exciting, no bullshit matches. These guys.
Let's give some credit where credit is due. Uncle Coach Kevin putting it on the line. You had a very good match. You actually lost by ref's decision.
I'm still a bad motherfucker. So
yeah, man. So good for you. You went out there, you put it on the line. And how old are you now? You're like 84, 83?
86.
86? Yeah. No, what are you like, 45, 46?
46. I'll be 47 in January.
Yeah, man. And it's not an easy thing to do to get in there. I mean, look at what was it? The 66, some 17-year-old kid won, right? 66 division.
The 66 was a 17-year-old kid. Seth Daniels says somebody told me he won the combat jiu-jitsu worlds. I don't.
And then there was Mike Wacker's student. I think his name might be Matt Mash. I could be wrong about that, but it was definitely a Black Hole jiu-jitsu student under Mike Wacker, 17-year-old kid who made it to day two. He won
Yeah,
like 2 or 3 matches on day one, made it to day two. 17-year-old kid, blue belt.
man,
You know,
it's a young man's
it's a
game
young
now.
man's game,
These
dude. It
guys are
is totally
all
a young man's game.
you see guys like Ethan Carlson getting beat. You see guys, I mean, Nicky Ryan had a great weekend. He was awesome. He had 5 submissions and then he lost to the who did he lose to in the fight? He lost to that kid, then that no-name guy from Lloyd Irvins. I forget his name,
Yeah.
but I mean, it was a year for upsets. The guys that you would think are going to be there still haven't got there. And it's always happens in the ADCC. There are always guys that you just don't know who the hell they are that are absolute studs that come out. They're usually wrestlers that come out of nowhere and they go out there and they put up big numbers and they knock out these big guys in the finals. It happens every fucking year. And it's exciting.
I
There's
think some of
drama.
these kids that are grappling now, some of these kids, I think their age is really like helping them because they're so young. They don't consider things like I'm in a grappling match, even in the gym where it doesn't matter. And I'm wrestling a guy and I'm like calculating all kinds of stuff in my head, like about the next shot I'm about to take. Okay, like is this going to blow my knee out? Is this going to, like what is this going to really cost me? And these kids, they're 16, 17, 18 years old. They're not thinking about that stuff, man. They're just
Oh,
going bonsai.
they're also made out of like rubber and
Well,
concrete,
yeah,
so they don't break when they're that age.
they're just
I
going bonsai and they're jumping in full tilt, man.
I wasn't planning on teaching kids ever, and now I see that it's where it's at. Like you have to take these kids and you have to get them young when they're teenagers, when they're 10, 11 years old, and you have to teach them at that age and you have to get them ready for what it takes because when they start turning 17, 18, 16, 17, you put them in with adults and you cultivate them up that time. And then when they turn 20, 21, they're studs and they're teaching, they learn jujitsu from a very young age at the next level, the highest levels. And that's what it takes. You look at Wagner Roach's gym, man, he had a bunch of young studs out there, a bunch of guys that he started teaching when they were kids that are now out there and they're going to be the next Nicky Ryan, the next Ethan Kraulinson, the next, Nick Rodriguez, the fucking Hillbilly Hammer, all these guys, like they're all going to be the next generation of coming up and comers.
So I would just like to shout out everybody that you and I personally know that we are on teams with and stuff that went and competed this past weekend. From my side, there was Dylan Cameron, and then at Josh LeDuc's school there was Danny Lyons, John Combs, and those three guys basically competed together. And there was this other kid that was with them, Tanner. I don't know Tanner's last name though. He's a brown belt. Oh, I can't hear you, bro. Something has gone wrong.
There we go. I hit the fucking mute button. You good?
It was very peaceful for me without you
Fucking mute.
talking. Anyway, so Danny Lyons, John Combs, and then up north for Tampa, closer to you, there was Dave Cayenes,
Michael Lugo.
Michael Lugo.
We had a guy named Manny. I forget his last name. Manny competed. He
Right.
competed the last West Coast Trials too.
Of course, Matt was up there coaching.
Robbie came coaching. Up. Ian Murray.
Yes, competed. Right. Robbie D'Onofrio, yeah. Ian Murray.
He had Jay Enoch was going to go compete too, but he didn't make weight.
Yeah,
did Tanner compete or was he just hanging out? That's what was my question.
No, Tanner competed. I just don't know Tanner's last name.
Yeah, me. I remember him when he was a kid. He's been training with Josh for a long time. He was a little baby when he started training with Josh.
But, man, I was real proud because Dylan made it. Dylan made it. He had a bye for his first match, probably because of his ADCC Open ranking. But he got that bye, and then he had to fight twice, and he won both of those by submission. And then in day 2, he got taken out. And then John Combs won his first match, I believe, and lost his second. So both of those guys did amazing. I mean, Combs has won the trials before, I believe.
Combs won him. He won the East Coast Trials, I think in 2017 or something like that. 2018, 2017, I think.
Yeah, he's a beast, bro. Combs is a beast.
Man. John's good.
By the way, this is probably a good time to mention that we're having John Combs in for a seminar at Gracie Bradenton.
I saw that.
When is that again? The date? It was December 2nd. Yeah, I believe.
But you look at that, and you look at a guy like John Combs, who was considered to be one of the best in the world for a long, long time, and now you just start to see that as you get a little bit older, the gap starts to grow, and these young kids start to come up. Right? I mean, there was 1,000 competitors at the West Coast Trials. That's fucking
You mean
insane.
East Coast?
East Coast Trials. Yeah, there's 1,000 competitors at the trials. 1,000. That's nuts. And it's the hardest tournament in all of grappling. I don't care what anybody says. It's absolutely ridiculous to win. You have to win 8 matches over 2 days to make it to the finals. That's just stupid. Against the best guys in the world.
And I got to say, man,
rules.
I saw that Tom DeBlas is sort of retiring from that position of being the organizer. I hope the level stays where it is, because since Tom took it over to now, it's been great. And so I'm really hoping that the level doesn't go down. But man, Mo has done a great job, and now with what Seth Daniels is with them now, it's just the whole thing is just run better. I mean, all the matches were on time. I mean, it was a really good experience, Nobody was sitting around going, what the hell are these people doing?
Now Mo's doing these opens too. So I mean, they have they have big plans. They're planning on creating something that rivals the IBJJF in a very legitimate way, which has never been done before.
Right.
There's been other events that were close, but there's never been something that really truly can say, hey, guess what, IBJJF, like, we appreciate what you're doing, but we can do it at the same level or maybe even better over the long haul. And people are starting to really jump on that, man. The ADCC is where it's at now. It's starting to explode.
ADCC, just like you, is my favorite jiu-jitsu event. Nothing comes close.
My boo-boo. Thank you, Sonny. I know you don't mean that. I know you don't mean that, but I love you anyway.
I do. Oh, by the way, can I tell everyone how I got you at the ADCC trials? I played right into Kevin's vanity. I played a little joke on him. I went up to Kevin and I said, "Hey, Kevin, I was walking out from going to the bathroom." And some guy stuck a microphone in my face, and he said, "Hey, you're Sonny from the Old Man Grappling Hour." And of course, you're like, "Really? Awesome, yeah." And I go, and we heard Kevin's putting it on the line tonight, and you're like, "Really, that dude? Yeah." And you said something like, "They said that," and I was like, "No, none of that happened." Who was the dude that you brought with you?
First of all, fuck you. There are some people know who the fuck I am in that fucking place. That might not be Flow Grappling might not be chasing me down, but fuck them anyway. They should. There's a few I'm fucking, my old ass has been doing that shit for a long fucking time, and people that matter know who the fuck I am. Somebody else can kiss my fucking ass, and that's all I'm gonna fucking say about that. You fuckhead.
I gotta tell you though, it was a glorious moment.
It was a good one though. You got me pretty good. I appreciate it.
But you showed me on day 2. Well, that's all I'll say.
What yes. What are some of one of the things I noticed the most about watching matches in that ADCC, and I've always kind of thought of like that, but I really think it's even more glaringly obvious, is that, these grapplers that are coming up, like, there's a level of physicality in an ADCC match or an ADCC tournament that if you're not ready to bring that shit, you might as well not even come to fucking compete. Like, if you're not getting after it, if you're not fighting for every fucking point, if you're not in there and smacking and beating people up and getting after it, like, you are just not ready, and you should just stay home. People always like to say, well, like, don't call grappling a fight because it's not really a fight, it's a match.
Yeah, bro, I saw some matches that could have been fights. They might as well have been fights.
They might as well have been fucking fights, man. If you're not fighting for everything, like, yeah, it's a fight because you're not throwing, but it's not a fight because you're not throwing punches. But holy shit, like, it's the closest thing to a fight as you can kind of get to, man. The ADCC is physical as hell.
Yeah, there was, especially in the little guy divisions, man. Those guys were going after each
Oh,
other,
that
man.
that kid that won that division at 66 is a stud.
Yeah,
Absolute savage. Absolute savage. He's been wrestling since he was like 8. And he's like
yeah.
a 4-time national champion, amateur national champion. He was a 2-time state champion out of Kansas State. Somebody told me he won the combat jiu-jitsu worlds, and I don't know that that's true or not, but I can't think of his name. I don't want to Google it right now because I don't feel like fucking doing research because I fucking suck. But
Remember
Steph,
when we had a researcher doing all our web lookups?
that's right, producer,
She has beautiful red flowing hair.
engineer. Um, Seth Daniels was, I saw him in the bathroom as I was fucking walking out of the bathroom right before the semifinals started. And he told me that, God, what the hell's his name? What the fuck's the kid's name that won the 66? I don't feel like Googling it. Anyway, he told me that the kid that won
See if I'll find it.
the kid that won the 66 that was in the finals with the 66 against Nikki was, he says he doesn't even really train. Like he pops into the B team every once in a while, kind of hits up with them a little bit. He pops into a couple gyms around whenever he's in town, but he's really just a wrestler. He's really just a stud wrestler that's been wrestling on the amateur circuit and high school wrestling for his entire life. And
It was Dorian Oliveras.
Dorian Oliveras.
Team Oliveras.
Google and see if he won. Google and see if he won the combat jiu-jitsu world. Somebody told me he did. See if he can
combat jiu-jitsu worlds.
Yeah, see if he can figure that out. I don't think he did, but somebody told me that he did. Anyway, dead air.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. I just figured I'd
copy.
Oh man, that burger looks
I'm
good.
gonna put in his name and then what combat jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, combat jiu-jitsu worlds. Any answers? Nothing. Oh, fuck it. Yeah, I don't know.
Combat Jiu-Jitsu World's Bantamweight Champion, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So see, he does do a little jiu-jitsu here, and I'm still out of the loop. It's almost like we're doing a jiu-jitsu podcast, right? We should probably know this shit.
Right.
But yeah, Seth Daniels said he just kind of like he just pops in to gyms. He doesn't even have like a standard gym that he goes and trains at. And damn, he was freaking ridiculous. Like he's just a super athlete. But yeah, I mean, it was fun weekend too. It's always fun to go out there and just see all the guys and hang out and talk shit with everybody and fucking it's a cool vibe and a cool
like I said, man, it reinvigorated my love of the sport.
I don't know how it couldn't. I don't know how it couldn't. Like I don't know how anyone could go there and watch that and not get excited about grappling again and hope for the future for where the sport could go. I mean, I still have problems convincing young kids that train in my gym that there's any value in going out and trying to win at the ADCC. Like, I just don't think it's worth the amount of effort and time that you'd have to, not yet anyway, the amount of effort and time you have to put into it to win at the ADCC. I mean, like,
no, you have to have a real passion.
You have to do it, and you got to have a job. Like you got to have something else to fall back.
You got to have passion, and you got to have a way of buying your way into
travel,
tournaments, and trainings, like that. And travel, and all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
which sucks because it's still, I mean, such an amazing event, and all these athletes are so absolutely awesome, but it's hard to tell someone that's one of my kids at the gym to be like, yeah, dude, let's train super hard so we can go in the ADCC. And it's like, when you win it, like, guess what? Nothing fucking happens. Like, I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Like these guys, like maybe they go out and they teach some seminars. Maybe they get some dude to like, let them fucking, rep their goddamn beef jerky or their CBD oil, whatever the fuck they do. And they make a little bit of money, but there's never going to be, not yet anyway. I read a post.
You do have to be something a lot more special for it to be viable economically.
I mean,
like Gordon Ryan is a great example, but Gordon is an exception because I don't think anybody makes Gordon money.
No, nobody does. He's the only one the only way you make money is business if you open a gym. And guess what? There's too many fucking gyms now. You ain't gonna fucking there's too much shit to go fucking around. And it ain't easy. It ain't automatic. You're just gonna open a gym up and make money, man. You have to be a business owner. You have to understand how to run things. You got to understand that world to be able to make it function, especially now with all the competition. But
it's funny because, if you really think about Gordon Ryan's success, Gordon came to jiu-jitsu at a time when jiu-jitsu really needed somebody like Gordon, like I really do believe that the art as a whole was taking itself too seriously, and that their champions were their champions, and what they believed to be true about jiu-jitsu was true about jiu-jitsu. I don't know, I feel like he shook everything up.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was an asshole. He came out with his fucking crown and he was a little skinny rat. Remember that shit? Remember when Wagner smacked the crown off his head remember we were at the East Coast Trials? And that was back when he was a little kid, but when he was back like 19, 20 years old, he had that little fucking Burger King crown on his head. And he caused all that shit, but goddamn, that kid didn't. I mean, I say this a lot, man, and we can all talk all the shit we want to about Gordon. I don't know. Sometimes I hate the kid. Sometimes I love the kid. I ain't going to lie. Sometimes he but that's who he is. He is undeniably Gordon Ryan all of the time, unapologetically. But no matter what you feel about him, I say this all the time, like we would not be in the place that we are now if it wasn't for Gordon Ryan taking us there. And he makes all the goddamn money, and you know what? He fucking deserves it because he is the one that almost single-handedly created what we now know as to be the professional grappling world. Like, if it wasn't for Gordon Ryan, I don't think we'd be where we're at now. I think we'd still be talking shit. He's our undeniable, the biggest star of the sport.
Yep. So what else happened? So weed is legal in New Jersey.
Yes. And Sonny Parlin began to smoke pot again.
And I may have fallen back off of the wagon, but I'll jump back on the wagon.
Yeah, it's fine. Wagons are meant to fall off of. That's what you do. The wheels fall off. You tumble down the street.
You take a guy like me, you put me in a place I'm not used to the place. It's a foreign land like New Jersey. You make weed available.
What's going on with
the rails?
What's going on with your gun rack behind you? By the way, there you've got that very interesting backdrop for this evening's podcast.
I just decided to turn my chair around. Otherwise, you'd be looking at my bed.
Well, maybe I'd rather look at your bed. Maybe that's
it has my wife and 2 dogs in it. So yeah, I just turned my chair around and we're facing my wall, which has my guns.
Yeah, man. Well, we are here to protect us.
That's my Sig Sauer, my competition pistol. That is my other Sig Sauer, my carry gun. That's my Glock 19. And I got all kinds of stuff in my AR-15 way up there.
I need to get a little concealed. I was driving down the street today, leaving my house to go work out, to do a little cardio. I'm still fucking sick, by the way. I'm so miserable. I'm so fucking pissed off. Like, I'm not really sick. Like, I've been sick for a month now. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, I felt better by some godlike freaking miracle. Saturday morning when I competed, I felt great. I felt like shit all the way up until Saturday morning. I still kind of felt like shit on Saturday a little bit, but I felt fine to compete. And then Saturday night, I felt fine. We went out drinking and I felt good until Monday when we came home. And Tuesday, I woke up and started feeling like shit again. Like, I got a fucking scratchy throat. I've been coughing. I'm fucking achy again. I'm miserable. I'm sick for a fucking month. But anyway, so I was driving from my house today. I was pulling out of my driveway to go get a little workout in because I'm doing the fucking Orlando Open. So I got to do something. Even though I feel like shit, I got to do something.
Are you doing that tournament on November 4th?
They're doing a Masters division. So I'm going to do the Masters division.
Yeah. I'm going to be there because I got my boy competing in my.
We got a whole fucking crew, man. We got like 20 kids coming up there. I got a whole fucking massive amount of people coming out.
Dave Crawford, and I got some. I got a bunch of guys like Dylan, obviously, and
it's going to be a big event. Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of people. There's a lot of people in Central Florida that want to go train at the ADCC. It's going to be a big event. So anyway, I'm pulling out from my onto like the main highway. Columbus Boulevard, which is right by my house. And as I'm pulling out, this fucking car is like flying. So there's like, I live right on the river. And when you pull out of my like little side street onto the main street, like there's cars coming over a bridge that goes over the river. And sometimes you can't really see them very well because, it's right there. They come over the hump and then they come down the hump. And sometimes they're fucking flying. So I turned out and this guy was fucking flying like, hurrah! So I fucking pull out and I try to swerve out of the way and he's fucking like hammering on the horn. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, man. Slow the fuck down. So I hammer on the fucking horn as he drives by and I was pissed, whatever, blah, 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 blah. The fucking guy, just a kid, slows down and fucking drives, fucking waits for me to pull up to him like, motherfucker. So I drive by and I look at him and I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, all right, dude, just, slow down. It's okay. We're good here. And he starts losing his fucking shit. I live in a fucking bad neighborhood too. Like there's fucking shootings all over the fucking place across the street, all over the fucking place. So I'm thinking to myself, robbery. Yeah, it's fucking bank robbery. I just robbed a bank. No, I didn't rob. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't rob a bank. But no, there's shootings across the street. My driveway got shot up. I showed you all that footage. So anyway, I'm driving down the street and the guy starts going, pull over, pull over. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, dude, I'm not pulling over. I just flip him the fucking deuces and I drive up. And then we get stopped. Like, I'm just like, deuces, dude. Leave me the fuck alone. And I'm amped up now. And he's some young kid, like some, kid in the fucking ghetto and shit like that. So I'm fucking like driving by and I'm thinking to myself, this fucking guy is going to get out of his fucking car when we're stopped at this stop sign. He's got two people with him. They're going to get out of the car and they're going to fucking shoot me. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, and I don't have a fucking gun. So the moral of the story is I was afraid. I was concerned. Like if I had to fight to get out with the fucking fight him, I didn't really want to. But I was a little bit worried some crazy fucking kid's going to jump out of his goddamn car with a fucking gat. Because that's the fucking world we live in now, and that's the fucking place I live in. So I need to get it concealed. I need to get me a little concealed gun so I can keep it in my glove box. So if that fucking shit happens again, at least I know, all right, this motherfucker, I ain't gonna fight you. I'm just gonna shoot you in the fucking face. And then
what kind of gun do you have again?
I got a nice little Glock. I got a 3P3, the bigger one, the full size Glock. No, not Glock.
6 Sauer.
I got a
P320.
P320. That's a nice gun.
You could keep that in your glove compartment.
Yeah, but I mean, I could, but it's fucking.
In fact, you should, because if that's the only concern is like, if you're not going to carry it on your person, then it doesn't matter how big it is.
I see all your guns. I want a fucking another gun. I want to go buy a cool little fucking minigun and put it in my fucking glove box. Just leave it there.
I recommend a Glock 19.
Glock 19? Yeah.
Very, very nice gun.
Maybe I will try a Glock.
Very, very inexpensive too. You can get it for like less than 600.
And they're little mini ones. You can put it in your fanny pack or.
Yeah, you can carry this in your fanny pack for sure.
Yeah, I want a little concealed. That's a nice little gun. Yeah, but what about one of the little like 380s or something like that? Little tiny little things in the back.
I do have a tiny 380. This is an LCP. You can put that in your pocket.
I don't need to put it in my pocket though. I just want something to fucking. I'm gonna start carrying the Glock around and throw it in my goddamn glove box.
Man, you should just.
I was not happy.
Your SIG.
I was not happy. My SIG. I keep saying Glock. I was not happy. I was upset. I was scared. I wasn't scared, but in my mind, I was like, I'm going to die. This kid's going to jump out and shoot me. And that's it. Game over. Fuckers.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
When I ride around, I have a little magnet in my car that I actually stick my gun in. It's great.
Oh, you got like somebody... Jeff.
Yeah, fucking, so I could just grab it.
Yeah. Jeff Bailey used to have a little holster like connected to the bottom of his
it's the way to do it, man.
Driver and fucking steering wheel. He could just pull his fucking thing. He also had a shotgun like underneath the back.
Because if some guy is trying to like, take your car from you or something and do a carjacking, it's like, what are you going to do? Hold on a second while I
have easy
reach into my pants and grab my.
Yeah. You want to have that fucking thing right there, like in your boot, like an old like like one of the little ankle straps. A little deuce.
Grab it from your prison wallet. That's a new term for me, by the way.
Where'd you go get dinner at? Where'd you go eat at?
Oh, we went to Caddy's because my kid just got a job there.
Oh, Caddies.
Yeah. He's
Nice.
he's like a he's like a
Oh,
bareback.
isn't that a bar back, not a bareback? Jesus Christ. That's a little different job. I may or may not have been a bareback before. So daddy's got bills to pay. They're not hiring 16-year-old barebacks, so not in America anyway. Fucking asshole. Barback. That's cool though, man. That's pretty good money. He's doing all right. That's good for him, man. He's a good kid. He's out there getting his house.
He's
Caddy's a
still
good.
trying to get into the army, but their
How old
MEPS
is he?
is like a
Is he
process.
18 now?
Yeah, he's 18.
That's a good gig, man. You tell that. You tell him to stick it out at Caddies. And he bar backs for about 2 years. He starts bartending there, man. He'll
Well, he's
make
trying
good
to get
money,
into the
man.
army, bro. Like I don't
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure that's still gonna
Yeah.
happen. It's just
Whatever though. I mean, I don't go to college, kid, or go to the army. Don't fuck off in a bar. Trust me. When you get out of the army, you're still gonna go back to bar back, and though, trust me. I know a lot
what
of
was
guys.
hey, before you ran your gym, you were like a bartender. When was the last time you actually tended
Bartending
bar?
for 20 years.
Yeah. When was the last
I
time you did that?
When was the last time I bartended? Probably every once in a while. I don't get calls much anymore because people just are like, "Fuck Kevin, he don't want to do it anymore," and I don't. Like I'm making money now. I don't fucking care. I think the last time I bartended might have been for the Gay Pride Parade down in Ybor. And I work at Bradley's, one of the gay bars down there, and I'll make like fucking $1,500 for fucking. I mean, it's a long day, but it's pretty good money. And then
Yeah.
I'll work I used to work at the Hub in downtown Tampa. So like if they have Gasparilla and they need somebody to come bartend, but like I'm a drink slinging motherfucker, dude. I'm old now, I'm broken, but I can still fucking crank out some goddamn
How
bar.
do you feel now that you're in a completely new, career
It's
and
awesome.
you've now changed careers and you're running your own business, making your
It's
own money?
you know what's funny, Sonny, dude? Like this is something that I really think about a lot. First of all, it's amazing to have your own business. Like I don't it's like fuck working for somebody else. I was just thinking about that earlier tonight. Like if I ever not had my business again, I had to go get a job, like deal with some fucking asshole boss. Like I don't think I'd never fucking be able to do it. Like I could barely do it when I was doing it. I was a bartender. I fucking hated bosses, dude. Like if I had to go get like a 9 to 5, deal with some asshole with a tie on, telling me what to do and some corporate bullshit, I'd lose my fucking mind. Um, but there's something like I bartended and lived that life for so long. Like I didn't really realize what normalcy was. You know what I mean? I was working till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning for fucking 10 years, 15 years. And then
My
like
big problem now is I have all this time during the day. It's like, what do I do with this time?
yeah, with podcasts. I find shit to do. But yeah, I mean it's weird. Like not even bartending is hard, man. That's hard work, dude. Like you fucking work your ass off, man. If I go in there and make like if I come out if I bartend one night and I make $400 at a volume bar, $500 at a volume bar, like I worked my ass off. Like I would come home from like some nights and just sit on my chair and just be like frozen and catatonic. Like, what in the fuck did I just do? Like, I just went through fucking war and it's stressful. You're dealing with assholes and drunks and you got all kind of shit going on. Like, it was hard fucking work. And I did that shit for a long goddamn time. So there's a weirdness of like, wow, like I'm actually sleeping and waking. Like, I go to bed at fucking 11:30 and I wake up at 8 in the morning and it's like, wow, this is awesome. Like I don't have to fucking like I'm not sleeping until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon because I'm exhausted. I lead a normal life now and it's weird. I feel better. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. It's been a
Nice.
blessing. An absolute
Good.
blessing. What about you, Sonny? You used to do what did you do? You used to do
I was a software
you did
engineer.
software engineer, right? You did tech support and stuff too.
That's how I did that in my early career before I became a software engineer. I did tech support.
Did you actually you wrote code and stuff?
Yeah,
Did you work for a company or did you do it by your own?
I did both.
Both? You like design
Yeah.
websites
My
and all?
first my first job, my first software engineering job was at a company called RSA Data Security. And
RSA data security.
yeah, they're actually very big in computer security. Like if you were a computer security guy, you would know who they were.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, uh because dude, like we would like when I first started working there, I was tech support. We would get calls from like the FBI, the CIA, the executive office of the president. Like they would call us because they were trying to use our product and having issues with it and needed support, you
That's
know?
fucking great.
And like they would get some asshole like me, you know? Hilarious. But
What
yeah, so I
you did security stuff like encryptions and codes and things like that?
yeah, well, like they have a product, it's called Secure ID, and it's like Google Authenticator, how it's got a number that changes every 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what their product was. And a lot of banks used it, you know? And so like I would like my job for them, I did everything. I did tech support, I did installs of the product, you know, where I'd have to go, they'd fly me to like Delaware or someplace and I'd go to the bank and help them install the software.
And you were just like the grumpy tech support guy that fucking had to deal with these idiots all the time. And
Yeah, 100%.
just
100%.
just shut up. Just get out of the fucking way. Just
Yeah.
turn.
Move.
Did you turn your computer on? Oh, imagine that.
But then I
90.
started doing software work for them because like they had a whole support department for people that used their API to build their own software. So I started manning up that department, and then I started writing software, and then I tried to become a software engineer at RSA Data Security, but they weren't hiring. So I went and got my first job at a company called World Machine Technologies, who is now defunct and no longer together. But yeah, and then I did it for another 18, 20 years or something like that before I started the gym.
Sounds about as exciting as bartending for 20 fucking years.
Yeah,
Bartending,
it's not.
yeah.
It's
Bartending's
not exciting.
fun until it's not fun. Like bartending's amazing. You have a good time. It's awesome. It's a party until it's not fun anymore. And it gets really unfun really fucking fast. Like I fucking hate bartending anymore. I
Well,
go to
I'm sure
bars,
everybody gets bored with their own career.
right? I go to bars and I go to restaurants and I see people that are waiting tables and I see people that are bartending. And all I want to do is just tell them, please
Yeah.
stop doing this. You don't want to be here for the next 10 years. Go back to school. Don't quit lying to yourself that you're going to do something else with your life. Go do it now. Don't wait anymore. Anyway. Well, I don't know, man. You want to call it a short one this week?
Yeah.
You fucking
Yeah.
it's fucking late. I'm fucking tired. I got nothing going
We've
on.
been going for about an hour anyway.
It's been close to a fucking hour. I think we did about 45 minutes. What well, quickly, let's just talk a second about our sponsors. We have mutual
we have a
sponsors. We
sponsor.
have some mutual. Yeah, we got Laheel Biogenics. We
Oh yeah.
might as well mention your name. Why not? We'll throw a lead out there if you're interested in upping your game. Go hit Laheel up like I do their peptide
Get you some
treatments,
stem cells.
stem cells, man. Like it's the wave of the future, and we have access to them. I imagine you can use either Gracie Trinity, you can use Gracie Bradenton. You could probably even drop the old man grappling hour if you want. They'll give you some good rates on some stuff, some discount rates on some high end things. I had stem cells from them in my elbow. And I'm telling you, dude, like I did a bunch of other things. I did physical therapy and I did some other things to help along with the healing process. But goddamn, my elbow isn't as good as new, man. It was fucked too, man. My elbow was so fucked. It was like the grossest injury I've ever had in my life. Good as new. Go hit up Laheel.
Well, they also have that other feature, that company, where If you know, like, if you want to do it, you can have your head frozen. You can.
Can you
Like
really
when you
do that?
die.
They'll do that
Yeah,
for you. They'll
when you
freeze your head.
die, they'll freeze your head. Well, your whole body, I think they'll freeze it. Like, have you ever seen that movie Vanilla Sky?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, you can even get the ludicrous dream option or whatever it's called.
Oh, dude, I'm not fucking listening to your You're such a horrible fucking person. What the fuck? We're talking about our sponsors. What do you you can freeze your head. Sorry, Stephanie. Sarah. I think it's Sarah. What the fuck's her name? I forget. She ain't listening anyway. You're horrible. Stacy.
Her name is Stacy.
You're a horrible piece of shit. No judges needed. Hit up no judges needed. They still love us. Troy Regano has been my boyfriend.
Does Troy still love us?
Troy still loves us. Troy's happy for us. He'll be listening to this podcast. Troy will listen. Troy and my mom will listen. And about
Troy's a good guy. I haven't talked to him in a minute, but he's always.
I just spoke to him today.
It's like there'll be like a year will go by. I won't talk to Troy, but I'll order something from his website, and he's always good to me.
Troy has been he's been a very good friend of me for a very long time, and I went from seeing him 3 days a week consistently to never seeing him, and it's kind of sad. So, but I miss you, Troy. You're a good cat. All right, man. Coming up soon, in summation, the ADCC is amazing. Like, it should be something at all. If you ever want to compete, you should be striving to get out there and fucking make it out on that big stage, even though you won't ever get anything out of it. Hopefully, professional grappling will come to a point where guys are getting paid a little bit more and it's worth the struggle to get there. But I don't know. As of right now, it doesn't really seem that way.
We can't even get our Olympic wrestling athletes paid.
I know.
It's terrible.
It's the toil of being a high level athlete that isn't football, basketball,
right,
baseball, even MMA at this point kind of fucking sucks. Even if MMA fighters go to college, get a job. Trust me.
All right, Coach Kevin.
Sonny Paul, and I love you, my man. Guys, we'll see you next week. We're supposed to do a better job of an outro. So there's our outro. We'll see you later, man. Have a nice night, guys. Take it easy. Boom. Don't shoot anybody, Sonny.